Welcome back to the second half of Mostly Laughter, Some Slaughter, the Eschaton.
Yay!
Hooray.
So, uh, Prometheus.
Yes.
Let's let's take a look at first uh Boogie World.
Boogie
Uh,
World.
what okay, so what descriptors did you settle on?
Oh, for the descriptors of the actual world itself, it's an egalitarian direct democracy with a constitution,
Cool.
known
Okay.
as the Code of Bro. Handed
The
down
bro code.
the Bro Code. Everybody follows the Bro Code on this thing.
Nice. Um. So, and what does it look like? What's oh, what are uh what are the uh uh surplus and needs?
Yeah, that was something I was going to ask you about because I wasn't sure how many I should take or what everything.
Oh, okay. So it's one of each, unless unless you choose to be extra large, which it doesn't look like you did.
No, no.
So yeah, just one of each. Uh, one surplus, one want.
Okay, one surplus, one lot. Gotcha. Okay, based on this, I think it's safe to assume. Okay, we got to go for the weird combination. Party and nationalism.
Nationalism. Okay.
Hey, we get into our parties, man. Something fierce. Why do you think we don't haven't been taken over by the bloody commies yet? Because we're patriotic partiers, damn it. And that's why we seek out new life so they can join the party. Because the party never stops, even in space. Oh yeah.
Nice. Okay. Uh, so uh, let's let's go ahead and check in and see how your society is doing as we open. Um, so if you could make a SWA roll for me on World Ruler,
I will
uh,
do so.
and I believe that you may have some penalties for having such a nice and open society.
Let's take a look here. Unfortunately, we have a minus 2 to world ruler and seduce or manipulate targeting your populace. And but I do get a 2 on there, so I guess it's a straight roll.
Okay.
And I don't think that worked. So I pressed a button and all it did was open up a window.
That's probably not
Okay.
it.
Okay. We learn something new every day. Just roll 2d6.
Yep.
Okay. And the survey says no clue whatsoever.
Ooh.
Yay!
Okay.
Okay, so
Crit
wow.
fail.
Okay. The
Okay.
president today had a major malfunction in the middle of the audience. It's just not cool.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, you're a direct democracy, right?
Yes.
So and you've had this tension going on with the with Calamar. You've been like uh, you've been like capturing some of their trade vessels and taking them as your own, correct?
I'll say yes, just because I don't remember it, and therefore it'll make things more interesting. So yes,
Okay. Well, yeah, if I recall correctly, like you were engaged in like privateering.
absolutely,
Okay.
it is the Boogie World way.
All right. Uh,
We're
so
surprisingly well armed for a bunch of party animals. Okay.
uh, so a little bit of time has passed since the incident where you were like personally involved on the away team, um,
Yes.
and there's those things, and word has gotten out about that, and people are freaked out. They want to they really what they want to do is just like uh, nuke Calamar from orbit to make sure that whatever is going on there doesn't spread. Uh,
Guys, be cool, and it doesn't work.
yeah, they are not cool. Um,
That is so uncool, man. But oh well. Hey, I lost my dog, man. Give me some time to grieve.
uh,
You turkeys. And
in
that's
the,
why I
okay,
ended up getting an international incident. I called them turkeys.
um, and sort of there has been uh, sort of a faction that's arisen that's been speaking out against attacking Calamar. Um, though, and while they are sort of the voice of reason, uh, on that issue, they also have like this uh, cult like behavior. They're not they are they speak out. They think that that the current way things are organized is just wrong. It's like this is mob rule. We need to centralize power, uh, and a lot of people are going for it. Like it's
Dude,
yeah.
cool, man. Like,
Yeah.
dude, what do you want to be? Like a freaking bunch of commie truckers, man? Like, dude, guys, you
Ooh.
gotta settle down. You gotta take it easy, man. We have something magical here. We seek out new life and new civilization and are excellent to each other, man. Excellent. So, well, if we gotta deal with the big bad, we gotta deal with it. We'll get the ships ready, and we'll take a look and we'll reconnoiter. And if we gotta nuke it from orbit, we'll make sure.
Okay.
If that's what the people
So
want, that's what the people get.
yeah. So you know, uh, as I said, that's just one new faction. They in the most recent vote on how to proceed on the Calamar issue, they did not win the vote.
Good.
How
But they have
Yes,
rumblings.
but the vote was whether or not we should attack Calamar directly rather than just continue privateering.
Yes.
So, uh, uh, you're like it or not, you're the government where you're like the most influential person. I don't know what have you agreed with them on this uh, idea to attack them directly, or what is Prometheus's take on the situation?
Well, I usually have live to let live, but they got my dog, and you don't get a man's dog. Them fighting words. The only reason I haven't pushed further is because popular opinion is against me right now. But one day, I will get revenge
Oh
for
well,
my
that
first offer.
okay. Well, that day is today.
Then so be it.
Uh,
Let the Silverbirds skyrocket.
What? That
Yeah,
made
I
no
know.
sense.
Silverbird. It is basically our version of the Enterprise C.
Okay. I was like, they all break out into song. Free bird!
Yeah. The
Our
thing is,
vengeance is
So,
done. We are
does
singing.
that mean we're going to be using the special power of the Bro Code, Article 6, Section 5, where we
no,
need to organize beyond to agree to basically get the privateers organized under a more constructive unit in order to provide excellentness and long term solutions, which is what it's called, the Excellence in Long Term Solution Program? Okay.
um, well, I think probably the form of excellentness that uh, is well, okay. You can describe it. You can decide exactly what form this takes.
But
Um,
we do have a constitution, and basically in this situation here, one of the reasons why we don't have a government is because it's actually mandated against in the Bro Code in order to do so to minimize its effect. Because we've had territory, people who've been jerks in the past, which is what they're called in our society, and we like to keep the jerkitude down to a minimum, man. That's why we try to have a bit of a tolerant society. Well, we like plundering, but that's beside the point, doesn't everybody? So here's what I'm thinking: if we're going to be putting the Bro Measures Acts onto effects of the consequences and excellence and long-term consequences, I will be more than happy to assist as being the legendary hero of Centauri 3 Prime. I guess I better organize my fleet together and get ready and basically send a message that we will not take out your outlandish fortunes anymore.
all right.
If they see any Lovecraftian things, we will blast it with ray guns because that's what we do.
Okay. So rather than just like a single privateer or two, you move into orbit around Calamore in force,
Yep.
and uh, whether I
Now,
don't know whether you like give the order to go ahead and fire, or you're like following the Constitution of they have to give some sort of provocation first.
they
But
have to do provocation. We're
okay,
basically setting up a blockade right now,
okay.
and we're going to be
Um,
set up because we saw scary things there. But
so
if they pull the
yeah,
trigger, well, let's just say bad things happen.
okay.
And
So
yeah,
because that nationalism got activated, uh,
yes.
somebody fires.
Oh God, yes.
Ooh.
So I need you to roll. Plus control because, like it or not, you are accidentally engaging in direct conflict.
Okay, I'll roll 2d6, see what I get. Not bad. Now, what are my modifiers? +2 rep, doesn't apply. -1 to long-term things, +2 morale, which I think it's safe to assume we still have pretty damn high morale in this culture.
Control is +1.
Okay. Okay, so I got a 9.
All right. Uh, so uh, I think that this is automatically going to be uh, the 4 o'clock where you're trying to keep them from being able to effectively oppose you.
Yep.
And tokens, and grab a new clock. So from the direct conflict move, uh, go ahead and make one of the choices. Either lose morale. You only have the one want, right?
Let me just take a look. Yes.
That should be the case. So you either lose one morale or gain a new want that like sticks around permanently but isn't active yet.
There's only one that fits. Reprisals.
Okay.
This is why you don't piss off the bros. They're pretty mellow, but then, and after all, they're kind of childish culture, man. So so now you basically are setting everything up here. So it'll be fun to see. And of course, I gotta say it for the Awesome Dome. And that's when, well, let's be honest, it didn't go very well. Actually, it probably went better than I thought it did here at this point.
Yeah.
Well,
So like one ship opens fire, and then because that one ship opens fire, a bunch of others do, and you do make a mess of their capital city. It's not like utterly destroyed,
okay.
but there's like you can see on the surface from through sensors that there's uh, massive casualties.
Yeah.
And it is an ugly scene.
Yeah.
And it is in violation of the Constitution. Um, you know, maybe excuses could be made, but
Yeah, this is gonna.
but I mean, they killed your dog.
Yeah.
They there's this infection, and you know that you could make an argument to like the rest of meta society that this a measure like this had to be done. Um, it's up to you what sort of tack you take. What do you do?
There's only one way to do it here. Boogie World is in danger. We are fighting an opponent from beyond the stars. Only with the unfortunately there was overreactive this event here, but ultimately we need to do something about this for the greater good of Boogie World, as we are at a major threat level right now. There will be an inquiry about the person who jumped the gun in this situation here, and we'll find out which dude did it. He will be curb stomped in order to do
Not
so.
cool, dude. Not cool.
Not
Sorry.
cool. Get a but not cool dude clause in order to get things going. Because, you just don't overreact, man. But that being said, there is a great threat on that planet, and it will spread to the rest of the galaxy, and only we can stop it, for we follow the bro code.
Cool.
So, uh, what?
Yeah, there's a good chance.
Okay, so with that, are you? It sounds like you're talking to your own people rather than the people of Calamar.
First, we're talking to my people first, because if I'm not careful, I don't calm them down. You think they're crazy now? Do you know what's going to happen to this planet if we let them unleash? We got the best navy in the bloody solar system, man. I've had enough points on the damn thing. If I can't cool them off at least to some degree, they're going to go nuts.
Okay, so what
don't
you're
cross
looking
the bros, man.
Okay.
Now I got to play nice with the actual civilization here.
Okay. So
Okay.
What you're looking to do is just calm your people down and get them to
It's direct democracy, man. That's where we got to basically play nice with the voting population, or you're going to get somebody who's not as cool as I am, and that's when things are really going to go bad.
Okay. So I just want to make sure that I'm interpreting this correctly. You're looking to make sure that you're trying to get them to stop this conflict, or
mitigate it at least somewhat here. We kind of, because unfortunately there's going to be nasty, nasty repercussions because of this, and it's just not cool, man. This is why we try to keep people's cooler heads prevails. If it wasn't for the voting bloc wanting the will of the people wanted this, unfortunately. I'm only a figurehead. I can only add a certain influence here in this situation. And as a result, well, we're going to have to basically provide some sort of mitigation of the effect, because we are not a warlike people as a rule, or a bunch of flounders and debaucheries, but generally we don't like hurting people. And this is often almost against, it's not quite against the bro code, because we have gone to war in the past, but it usually is a war of either defense or profiteering. This provides neither, because of our own paranoia. And as awesome as that was a great dog, this is a little extreme.
Okay.
Every action here, and we'd like to apologize after there. We will, if I convince the population here, we will make amends to some degree here by dropping off a couple of away teams to do damage control on the planet if we get permission to do so. But there's a good chance they're going to want to blow our heads off. So we need to make sure proper procedures are followed. Hence why we got to drop our Brobot down there to act as ambassador thing in order to see what the temperature is before we go full crazy.
Okay.
One way or the other.
So let's get back to that. But it sounds like in the meantime, what you're trying to do is it sounds like you're doing World Ruler to just give them a command to back off.
Yeah.
Does that sound like a fair interpretation of what you're doing?
Unfortunately, that's the best I can do because otherwise, all hell's gonna break loose. Because when bros go to war, they win. When they win with everybody, what their side effects are, that remains to be seen. We have never been defeated as far as we're concerned.
Okay. So I believe that's another straight 2d6.
Well, here goes nothing. And yes, I'm talking like a politician.
Okay.
Right across, partial success, I believe.
Okay. So, yeah. So that was a hit, but so they are gonna back off. But or you can get them to back off, but you choose to. So the 7-9 roll on World Ruler for a command rather than the beginning of session check-in. On the 7-9, you choose two from that list of they start to back off, but don't necessarily finish getting out of there.
Yeah. It's a full list.
They don't resent it.
Yeah, they're itching for a fight, man. They had reprisals here. As far as they're concerned, they're the wrong party despite attacking the planet. Figure that one out. Okay.
So which of those two are you choosing?
Here, let me see the list again. Where's the list?
It's on your character sheet.
Okay.
Under World Ruler.
World Ruler. Okay. Yeah, at this point they start doing it. We're starting to back off here. We send an apology and we offer aid.
Okay.
Because whoopsie.
Okay. And
because whoopsie.
Got a little bit odd on the collar. And what's the second choice?
I'm gonna
so that'd either be you withdraw entirely, but people are pissed off about it, or you're only partially withdrawn, but people are not upset.
I'm gonna do the partially withdrawn but not upset because direct democracy. If I lose my position, man, it's gonna be worse, and we might even lose the sanctity of Boogie World in the process. And we got to keep them cool.
Unspeakable.
Yeah,
unspeakable.
Because we wouldn't be in the groove anymore, and nobody wants that.
That would just be wrong.
And yes, despite everything is said and done, Prometheus Jones is a politician.
For sure.
Very cool politician.
So.
Yeah.
And I think well, no, we'll get back to this. Let's
Oh no, I know things are gonna blow up in our face, but that's part of But again, I took a lot of ship enhancements for my little crew, so this is why we're able to get away with being assholes more often than not. Because generally speaking, it's kind of like more a whoopsie daisy that we're going here to kill you guys, and also we're really well armed. That's why we're able to kind of do our pseudo federation things.
So I let me see. So
Such a perverter.
Hey, as long as I'm not scruffy, I can live with this.
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh, okay. So Wilhelmina.
Yes.
You have it looked like you had erased this threat on hologram. But since the incident, there has definitely been that code that got released has been messing with stuff. It's definitely like there's all sorts of systems that have not been operating like they should, and it's not like it doesn't seem like a random like one program migrating through. It seems like uh, 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 well, maybe it's just one really intelligent program that's been messing with things, but there there have been like some cascading failures, and uh, it could be a whole campaign to undermine the undermine the Soviet spirit. Uh,
Hmm.
what are you gonna do about it?
So I'm sitting there in my dispatch box, sitting there, and I seen all this stuff go down. And it's like, so these boys want to play with me, huh? Yeah, I think they don't know the power of Wilhelmina. And I crush my cigarette, and I go over to like a computer with like 6 different screens, and I log into different type of browsers, basically fake IDs, multiple. I create like 10, 20 email accounts, and I direct information to my basically my counter hackers. And basically, what we're going to do is we're going to attack this hacker group. We're going to make them responsible because they were in our planet. So we think that they're the ones that are doing it. Whether or not they are or not, none of our concern.
Somebody's got to pay. I yeah, go ahead.
And so what we're going to do is find where this is coming from, or like get some information, and we're going to directly attack them. And anytime they try to infiltrate our system, it pops up all these YouTube videos that go on to automatic play, and they pop up 10 windows, and they start singing our national anthem, which is the Grateful Dead version of trucking. And it comes in like in ways like, so it goes trucking, and then it comes in, and then trucking, like row your boat, like that. When one verse is finished, the second player plays, start the verse again, so it's all messed up as loud as possible. So I'm gonna go with like to do a direct conflict and attack this hacker group.
Okay. I should I think I should point out that there's also the option of making a mindscape move to like if you're counter hacking, to like search for exploits and mess with them over the over the computers.
For the minds.
Generally I mean, you can do direct conflict, but I think if you're just doing this through the mindscape, that's not direct conflict. That's indirect.
Oh. Well, damn you, Brad, taking the sales away from me.
Sorry.
Well, how do you attack a hacker group when they don't have no structure? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, okay, so there are a number of options as to how to strike back. You could
But it doesn't allow me to advance the clock to stop the hacker group from influencing me. The only thing that allows me to advance the clock is direct conflict, right? I mean,
no. Okay. So you could I mean, you could call counter hacking just like continuing to undermine them. That's definitely an option. You could just like try and hack into their servers and get more. You could just like try and get more information about them in general. Again, you could do a Mindscape move to break into and mess with their computers. This whole campaign could be called asserting political pressure, or you could look for some sort of outside assistance. Whether that be like a contact or just you know that Mirza exists. You could and you could contact them if you wanted. You have options
because we're not strong at infiltration or influence or anything. We're strong at control and morale, but our influence is not that great. So, yeah, I think I would go maybe give Jason an ultimatum, I guess.
Or else.
So, yeah, I'll go with assert political pressure or seduce and manipulate. Would that be it?
That's up to you. Okay, so I guess before we like trigger the move, I mean, I could just ask you what that looks like, but why don't you two just talk unless are you contacting Mirza directly, as Wilhelmina?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
And so the question is, Malik, do you get a very high priority call over head mail that is identifying itself as Wilhelmina. You know that she's involved in the conflict against Bright Flame Brigade. Do you answer?
I will indeed answer.
Okay.
I'll be like,
All right. When you answer, it's my avatar in the Mindscape is Vladimir Putin riding on a My Little Pony.
On a My Little Pony.
Yep.
It's Minty.
Putin. Yes, of course.
Oh, I'll be like,
it's a chibi version of Putin.
I'll be like, what do you want?
Hello, my darling, you sexy man, you. And I rub my nipples. Because I have my shirt off in the Mindscape. Well, and I'm like, you sexy beast, you must assist me to destroy this bright flame that has affected our cities and system, and we will assist you, my darling. In
I should point out that I have a note here that at some point in the past, Wilhelmina smeared Malik with this whole pony meme.
With a meme, yes.
Yes, and I go, darling, I tell you, these we will lessen the volume of the memes that we put against you in the future.
I will cohort your ultimatum and give you an ultimatum in return. Ooh. You let us do what we will with Bright Flame, and I will not hunt you down and put your head onto my desk.
Whoa! What are you gonna do for an encore? Look for Moose and Squirrel?
Look for Moose and Squirrel.
Oh, you're talking so dirty to me. Oh my lord. Oh. Are you going to use my head under your desk too while you're looking at pictures of me naked in the Mindscape? Because they're there. I'll send you links, and I send them a few links of my.
There's a stream of thousands of links. Like, stop it!
It's called Booty Food Time.
We both know that it's not going to happen. I tell you, Tell me what you have in store from this bright flame, and if it's a good idea, then we will help you. But
Well,
this head on table, under table, whatever you want to do with my head, I don't.
Ottoman.
well, listen. Our plans are our own, but I must say, if our plans come to fruition, you will not have to worry about them, let's say, causing any more disruption.
Oh,
We,
how can we help
we,
you?
we have intent for them to be much more grounding, per se. Controlled. And I think this is the one thing both our organizations agree upon,
Yes,
that
control.
control
Yes.
is important.
I think the best way to control them is communism. Yes. Give them
Whatever floats your boat. That's not my job to say. My job is this to get the control into order.
very well. We will send communist pamphlets to their cities and
Ooh,
see if we can transfer them over to. And you help us find.
as much as I do not like your, let's say, aggressive meaning to me, we will have to talk about. I think if you can do stuff publicly, we can do stuff behind the curtain, as it were. And we can change the color of the curtain, perhaps.
I don't like this talk of you being behind my curtain. You know, this is where I change clothes. I'm just kidding. Yes.
You have made it clear on the internet that you'd use no curtains. Now, on the Mindscape. Sorry, wrong terminology. On the
Use
Mindscape.
curtains because I wear no underwear. You know what I'm saying? Gonna protect the view.
We will endeavor to continue on what we are doing. Do what you may. Do not interfere with our operation, and we will not interfere in yours. Perhaps we will come to
We
an
need your
agreement.
help to interfere in their operations. So they interfere in yours. We need
Well,
checks.
so see, again, don't worry. We're on that. We're good. We're good. Now, if you would like us to perhaps swing them away from your interests, then we can talk about you removing salacious material about me.
Oh no. See these things. Well, okay. We promise not to make any new memes for a while. How's that sound? At least if that is compromise. Yes.
For now, we will call that compromise. But let us say if our operation is successful, would you agree if Bright Flame, let's say, I don't know, in the near future stops all actions against you, that you will pull all these heretical things about me and perhaps even do one that casts me in a positive light?
It is weird you say these things. I think it's best that if the best way to handle someone is to swallow them whole. They're a piece of you forever.
I am so glad I'm not talking to your character right now, Leo.
You may swallow as much as you wish, but I prefer small. I prefer. That did not come out right. Jason is going to take a drink. Okay. Now, you may prefer to swallow as much as you wish. We prefer to take things in nice, bite-sized morsels. Much easier to finish. Finish quicker, too. Less chance of choking.
I see. I knew you were a nibbler. I could tell by looking at your face. You're a nibbler. Very well. We will start our program to bring them away from us. Where are they located so we can
I will send you the relevant information. Just be aware we do have someone on the inside. So no violence, please. Violence is beneath me.
When he was saying violence, it's dirty word, you know?
No violence.
Say restructuring, yes. We're gonna
Yes, restructuring. Good
Yes,
word.
yes.
Restructuring. Good word.
Very harsh restructuring, yes.
I
Well-
think we have an accord. We will assist you as much as we can, and we will continue on with our operation. Agreed?
I say yes.
Okay, agreed.
Okay.
Karen, give me a big hug.
No.
And it would be a manly embrace.
You're such a tease. I
Uh,
just kidding.
God.
What was that roll there, Brad?
Okay. I don't think you guys I think came to an agreement organically, so I don't think
Yeah.
there's a roll necessary there.
So the question becomes, if we are going to do something against Bright Flame in the future, is there? I'm not sure how to word it, but is there like and I know it's not quite an apocalypse world. Is there kind of like a way for me to kind of assess to give Leo like a +1 forward or something against Blight
Absolutely.
Flame?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you can. There's you can help.
So
Yeah.
if I'm gonna
aid
try
or
to,
interfere.
so I guess I'm trying to spread communism. Yeah. So what's the best role for that?
Spread communism raw.
To the NSA, it is only a game.
It's
So that
political
that is
pressure.
probably assert political pressure.
Sounds good.
Uh,
So I believe that's a -1.
Ooh.
Like I
Hey,
said, I'm not good at
So the question is, can I do that on Leo's behalf? Ooh.
no, but you
Eh.
you can choose to you can choose to aid.
I would definitely choose to aid.
Okay.
How does that work?
So
Because my political one is actually pretty good. Well, relatively good.
Yeah, you're probably pretty high.
Well, not super high, but I do get an extra +1 from one of my abilities I took for my organization.
So you want me to roll a 2d6 with a 0 modifier? Okay.
sounds good.
11, yeah.
Nice.
That's very nice.
Got that communist propaganda down, buddy.
Damn, indeed.
Okay.
All right, so 10 plus
Uh,
choose.
yeah. So yeah, choose one of those two. Like if you want to make a temporary policy change or start making them communist.
Yes, I would like to start or advance a clock, a 2 clock. There's a removing an organization descriptor and the target of the organization. Sound good?
Okay. But I think
What descriptors do they have? That'd be a good question. Are we allowed to know?
The DM knows.
Well, I know that, but are we allowed to know?
sure, sure. Hold on a moment. Just see if it's your. One thing. Oh, I see. They are. definitely totalitarian.
Oh my God, we're all totalitarians.
Not us.
Well, sorry, Mr. Direct Democracy.
Yeah.
It's awesome. You really should try it.
Well, I'm not sure if they're autocratic. I don't think they
Mm.
are.
Make them theocratic. Make them religious hackers.
No, that's way too been overdone.
Okay.
Make them a democracy cyber synology.
I think he already has it done, Chris.
Oh, fine. Make it feudal too.
Yeah, I think I will. I think they're feudal totalitarians.
And therefore they have cyber serfs.
All right. So adding communism would help a lot, right?
Certainly, if they become your communist brothers, they'll be more amenable, right?
Yep.
However, because your people are anxious, Wilhelmina, the asserting this pressure actually isn't it is effective. You do start that 2 o'clock, but you have to choose from the 7 to 9 options. Whether your organization loses the morale, I get to advance a clock, or you attract unwanted attention.
I what?
The third option is you attract unwanted attention.
Unwanted attention. I think, yeah. We attract unwanted attention. Well, obviously they know it's us. That's what we're doing. Yeah, I would say that would be it because we're trying to pull them off of Jason. We're like the tank going,
And that's when you have the collective mooning of their planet.
basically.
Figuratively, of course.
I'm gonna stick this here, I guess.
Oh crap! I just realized something. I should be getting a +1 because of my natural pheromones.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, bad.
Yeah. All these modifiers, they need to. I think that they aren't necessarily too burdensome with a good character sheet, but I don't have a good character sheet yet.
No worries, man. It's all good.
Bam. They're halfway communist.
Yeah. I like it.
They're socialists.
Might just for some reason do a lot of communism. I say.
So the thing is, you already had Bright Flame's attention.
Yeah.
They knew about you. They were already messing with you. But I think Zolthus in general, like the like the greater government of Zolthus, hadn't been didn't really have you on the radar. But when you start peppering their planet with these communist messages, they don't take it too well. They don't take it well at all.
Yeah,
They-
what's this Das Capital crap?
Yes, yes. And they in retaliation, let me take a look at this thing.
Are they direct
They
conflict?
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just wondering what you were going to say.
Okay.
I was waiting for what you were going to say. Sorry.
I guess they're not going to go straight to guns. But I think that they are. I think they're going to respond in kind. In that they
If you're attacking authoritarian government with the cyber hackers, let everybody know stuff they don't want to know.
Well, it's either assert political pressure, continue undermining and resist the downside influence.
yeah. Well, they don't get to do a like one of the basic moves on you. Those are all player facing. But they are going to. Oh yeah. While they don't believe in the ethos themselves, um, they are. They start spreading the word that this this supposedly free system is utterly corrupt, and the only way to return it to being a true it was a true republic, right?
Sure.
Is that rather than uh, rather than voting on leaders, they it should be determined randomly. That's the only way that's fair, right? So they are pushing to change you from a republic to a demarchy.
Oh. So, do I roll to resist that?
Yes, yes. So you would roll resist outside influence.
All right, that's +2 because I have control. Let me just double check something real quick. I have a bunch of bonuses for that.
All right.
Just double check. Sorry, let me look at all these bonuses.
Ooh.
Oh, well, helping me seduce and manipulate doesn't help me with anything else. I thought I had a control modifier. Oh, well. I guess I don't have a control modifier.
Well, if you have a influence modifier and high morale, then yeah, your control is probably 0.
Now my control is +2.
Oh, okay. Oh, from autarky.
And I have a -1 influence, +2 control, +4 morale. Is the one I picked.
Oh, hey, that's like mine. Yay!
Because we don't, our influence is not really high because we don't mess with people. That's what we try not to mess with it. Unless they mess with us first. So I'm going to roll a 7. And resist outside influence. Choose one. The MC advances a relevant cog.
Start a new one that would be adding Demarchy. Or you lose a morale.
I'm just going to lose a morale. I think that's a good point there.
Okay.
They're like, yeah, we maybe should have democracy. Yeah. So
I should point out that morale does not refresh between sessions.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Really? There is a way to get it back. You can restructure.
Or throw a party.
Or throw a party.
Morale, right?
Party rolls.
Okay. So you stamp out this whole Demarchy idea like entirely. The people who are the people amongst your the parts of your populace that like start to advocate for it themselves, I imagine get arrested, and it becomes very quickly becomes verboten to talk about the idea of Demarchy, but there's a lot of people who are unhappy about how that works out.
Got it.
Well, okay. It is 10 of 9 where you guys are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to like do one more scene, but it's up to you if you want to call it here.
I think it's up to Chris because he's the one who's got it with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm right on the fence on this one. It's still a little early, but it's still the switchover is about 45 minutes. Okay, we'll do one more scene and then we'll call it. Okay.
So
I think because I want to see if my thing gets nuked. I'm curious.
okay. Yeah.
So we want to go. We want to go your way, Chris, because
Yeah.
I don't want. It will go your way because all I'm gonna do is screw over what Leo just did with these guys.
Oh, I know, man.
Why?
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. So
mean me. Because you mean me. No, I'm gonna help you by my only goal would be to click that clock a little bit further. That'd be my.
Okay, I'll tell you what. That sounds actually like a better cliffhanger now. Like I hate to cut it short.
Oh no. Let's go with go with Prometheus. I think.
Yes.
Okay, sure. Okay, let her rip.
So, things are going interestingly on Boogie World. There's there's ongoing discussions about the war. Calamar, having a inferior navy, has not tried to strike back at this time. But on Boogie World itself, that cult with the decision to back off from war gains more followers. That's it's becoming increasingly popular, but also sort of interestingly that project to uplift the dogs. Some of your scientists are reporting that while it is gone along pretty well the whole time, and certainly like the best results that have been that you've been had on ships and have been on active duty. Uh, it's not just them that across the board, uh, the project has actually been going better than expected. Like the increases in intelligence for like the average uplift dog at like the beginning of the program is significantly higher than the models predicted.
Well, I'd be worried, but smart dogs are cool. Besides, we need all the help we can get, and once they get to the proper ascension, I'd be more than happy for them to be participating in direct democracy as well.
Nice.
In fact, if anything, I would have more faith in their group mentality to know how to be awesome to each other. I am pro dog, sir.
All right. So, what are you doing?
Well, unfortunately, we got to do something here. Now, this is one of the really weird quirks about Boogie World. Despite being a fairly egalitarian society, our Navy arm has actually got really good discipline, really well organized, and really well armed. But they won't generally put their things on there. When they end up on the planet, more often than not, it's because they're dealing with a natural disaster of some sort and providing relief and aid. Because, you just don't do that. You got to help with the party cleanup,
Bombing's okay, but boots on the ground, no.
Exactly. Well, it's not like we don't know how to fight. It's just, considering the entire population has enhanced reflexes, like, we're twitchy. That's part of the reason probably why it got set off in the first place. Because
So we have seen.
yes. Like, I'm sure the guy, one of these young mutton-headed kids. Actually, no, let's roll a d6. Even human, odd dog. Okay. It was a Cocker Spaniel. Fired shots. And that is causing a bit of an anti-dog hysteria to go through the population, despite being I myself am very pro-dog. Because, that's part of the reason we went to war in the first place. And that's what's causing the repercussions within the society, is there's a bit of a strain between man and man's best friend. Or woman's best friend. I don't judge.
Well, yes, there's definitely like a backlash. But I would also say that there's still like a pretty strong feeling of like nationalism going on. Like there's definitely people who are agitated, who consider.
Yeah, they
did you name him Rusty?
Yes, it was Rusty.
Rusty. Okay, who consider Rusty a hero, and that.
Yeah, they got these signs going around going, "Attaboy."
And that think it's only a matter of time before Calamar strikes back, and that they should be dealt with once and for all. But they're not like agitating exactly. They're
no.
There's just public debate.
Yeah, right now we're still in the debate and negotiation, so we got to have a quorum. Downtown in the Boogie World, into the Boogie Dome, we must have a major debate on the subject of hand, as we need to do this as a proper people. After all, democracy is all we have as a people, ultimately, in order to get things going. After all, we're not autocrats, we're Boogie Worlders. And so, therefore, we have the great debate of 25XX on the future response here, whether we're going to send troops down there, whether we're going to just do a raid in order to stop this great evil thing. And of course, you got those bunch of people with the sign saying, "Remember the dog." From, because, there's a bit of a divide now. Generally speaking, there's a much loyalty, but there's even, how there's even in some of the best societies, how you have interspecies conflict. Like there's the rumor of the rolled up newspaper, this evil organization that goes around that are essentially dog bigots. And well,
yeah, and that news about them performing, better than expected has some people on edge.
It's
Dude.
been really rough. Sorry.
Rough.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry.
You're allowed to play with the puns. I built my society specifically for that.
God
And
damn
pro
it.
pun.
So unfortunately, Rusty, her inquiry is going to have to be public in order to see what happened and whether she's a good dog or not in the main part of the thing here. Unfortunately, but she's got her heroes as well. So therefore, in true direct democracy, she needs to have her day in court, as per our contract, the Bro Code, in order to get things going. So, what, Jay? Am I killing you here?
Slowly but surely.
You have henceforth been called before this council to see if you have been a good or a bad dog.
Not too far from the truth, man.
So terrible.
Well, no, she's not like a prisoner yet because it's just an inquiry. And besides, she shows up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
I hate you so much.
Okay, so essentially, this role, whatever it may be, is to help cut down the agitation within the culture in order to see whose side they take. And the role is going to determine the fate of Rusty within the society, acting as a microcosm of how Boogie World's going to respond. And it can range anywhere from mellow out to, oh dear God, they're at war. Who'd have thought they would be that scary?
Right.
So now with that in place, I guess I'm making a...
Sounds like
Well,
you're trying
okay, yeah. What are you hoping to achieve?
Good question. That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. I think ultimately this is part of the long-term project of getting man and dog together ultimately in order to make sure the synchronization continues, because we're going to need all the bodies we can get when they eventually have the retaliation strike on Boogie World. We want everybody on side when we reduce bigotry within our society, because that's just not cool. So oddly enough, I'm going to go for synthesis and long-term
okay.
projects.
Oh, okay. So it's you just want to advance the uplift project in general?
Well, basically, the long story short, it's not so much the uplink project, because it already seems to be going better than expected. It's to reduce the
tensions
social
around it?
incoherent tensions around it in order to maximize the situation here, in order to get things going. Because, we're, unfortunately, despite one of the side effects of a direct society is they basically only look at what they want and not really give a crap about anybody outside the culture. So in many ways, the human dog tensions is more important for the direct democracy than the accidental bombing that happened within the culture. And as a result, we're trying to make sure that the social cohesiveness of a whole, so that we're still excellent with each other in order to get things going.
So what role are you using for this?
I'm going to use synthesis because I've never used it before, and I want to see how bad it goes.
So what is synthesis for, Brad?
So, you're doing a long-term project, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, and you roll synthesis to do that.
Okay. Or would this be more?
Before you roll, you want to reduce these tensions. There's this ongoing debate, but it hasn't gotten vicious yet. Like it hasn't affected your morale or anything like that.
Okay.
I guess I'll lay out that there isn't like a hidden clock for tensions over man versus dog yet.
Hey, when Bad bites dog, nobody will see it coming, Bad.
However, you could, if there's any sort of societal benefit that you're looking for by easing these tensions or fostering cooperation, essentially anything you want, is there something like mechanically you would like from this cooperation?
Yes. we're going to accelerate the buddy system within our society,
Okay.
within our own organized ranks. Basically, the idea is you have a human and you have a dog, and they basically are trained together when it comes to the thing here.
Okay.
It's
Actually,
not
yeah.
quite full cyberlink, but it's getting there. Where the idea, and since both get a vote, well, you got better make sure you got some agreements when it comes to social synergy.
Okay.
In short, I am basically, I guess the basic mechanical benefit is I might be doubling the military. Or at least increasing the size to some degree, because I'm trying to draft new protocols to be involved here, because that's one of the reasons why dogs ultimately got upgraded in the first place.
Okay.
With the added
Actually,
benefit that,
yeah. Come to think of it,
yeah.
there are two options here. There is actually a maybe I shouldn't say this, but I will. There is actually a hidden clock that is relevant here.
Okay.
So you could either do something that doubles your military or increases your military, or you could ameliorate the effects. It wouldn't stop that clock, but it ameliorates the effects of that hidden clock.
I'll do the hidden clock hidden because we just found out this, and we don't want to make sure that we want to keep morale up for right now.
Okay.
That's kind of the priority as opposed to jacking up our military situation here.
Okay.
No, unless it totally messes with your plot, in which case, when I roll badly, you won't have to worry about it.
Oh, I want to interfere.
You can only interfere with somebody called
Okay.
Bucko.
So, yeah. What is the situation there?
Well, I'm probably too busy doing my
you actually you stole his prize booze, so
yes.
but
I
you know
did.
maybe these boogie wilders are just they just deserve it a priori.
Well, they do deserve it for one reason and one reason only. Direct democracy, like, come on. At
What kind of
least
governmental system is that?
at the very least, you could like form into a pack society. Like,
There's a chance that may happen
Okay.
depending on the dog's uplift capabilities.
So
we may be changing to dogcracy if things go badly.
So on this project, do you want to just like keep things from do you want the result to be are you looking for a more or less neutral result, or do you want like a big benefit? I guess the just between those two.
I will say I want okay, neutral or big benefit. I really don't know. Let's find out. Even, big benefit, odd, status quo.
direct democracy. You should take the random democracy thing.
Sorry, what was that again?
Even or odd, Chris? Which one did you pick?
No, I said it beforehand. I just can't remember which is which.
Well,
I think you said even, big benefit, odd.
Okay, big benefit it is, man.
Okay. Big benefit. Then.
So, this long-term project,
yes.
I think that it is going to. You're gonna need.
It's not gonna happen, but that's part of the fun.
No. I don't know. You know, and again, this is a Powered by the Apocalypse game, so we are playing to find out. I don't have a plot. I have I have clocks and threats and things that could advance, but there isn't like a specific way that I want things to go. I just want to I just want to watch and see if things spiral out of control.
No, it's cool, man. I'm not trying to begrudge you as a GM or anything like that. I'm a cynic, and that's therefore it's coming out.
I seriously want to interfere in this.
Well, we're making too many targets, aren't we?
Okay, so I think that the advertising campaign is going to require a lot of rep.
Yes.
Oddly enough, we have a pretty good rep, all things considered.
Yeah. Oh, I imagine. Yeah.
Well, think about it. I got a personal rep of what is it again? Let's take a look.
Like huge.
I can't remember. I can't even.
I think it's like 4 or something.
I think it's like, well, I know it's 4 for sure. Then I have the direct democracy, which has another +2. I got +2 morale, and +1 to resist outside influence. And now that we're doing a long project, we got to stick with it until the restructure changes. So essentially, if I'm reading this right, it's the base +2. What is the base number? Oh, rep is 3. Oh, 4. I got a rep of 6.
Oh, okay.
Very nice.
Wow.
So what does that do in the situation here?
Well, you don't need to necessarily need to make the rep roll yet. I'm still working out what the project's going to involve.
Yes.
So it will involve a rep roll at some point. I think it's going to. Oh, it's going to mean. It's going to mean exposing yourself to danger for a reason.
Yee, that's me.
Yes, Jones laughs at danger. Ha ha ha.
And I think a third thing. You're gonna have to take a thing, an as yet unidentified thing apart to do it. Something that will, as soon as you do the expose yourself to danger part, you'll be able to do you'll be able to make a roll on the take thing apart.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay,
Okay,
so,
in that case, we'll leave. Do I need to hop on a spaceship and go looking for something random, some weird dimensional anomaly, in order to start the process?
No. Just a moment. Let me.
It's a thing.
Set up a thing. This should be on the token layer so you guys can see it.
The nebulous thing.
I should be on the token layer so that I can move it now.
I'm not with you guys, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
You guys, on roll 20, I'm not seeing the same stuff you guys are.
Oh, weird.
Weird.
I see 2 clocks. It's like Witchers.
Uh-oh. I don't think you're supposed to see the clocks.
Haha, you're seeing
clocks
behind
are,
the GM screen.
The bright flame communism and neutralized bright flame and okay, I'm sorry. Bright flame communism, neutralized bright flame, and neutralized Calamar should all be visible.
It's not to me for some reason.
Huh.
I see.
What am I looking for? Are these the little round things?
Yeah, the
Yes,
little discs.
those are the clocks.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
We might not be on that place. Check the player tab, I guess. See where they're.
Yeah, because I see one for winter. And I see one for special circumstances germs.
Yeah, this is from the other game there, Brad.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry. This whole game, okay.
We are on the wrong one.
It's all right. It's all right.
You guys should be there.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Oh, that looks better.
This whole session, you've been looking at
Yay!
Yeah, I was wondering because
a very similar map, but still a map of the wrong.
That's why
system.
I was. That's why I was confused.
wondering why Burrow Firma was missing.
I was also like, what are these round things? These make more sense now.
Yay!
Yay! We weren't paying attention.
Pretty. Yeah. Sorry to throw you off there.
No, it's cool.
No worries. Okay, so men's best friend, danger, spend rep, and take art. Question mark.
Okay.
Okay. So that's there.
Okay.
So the way long-term projects work is we've worked out the things you need to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Now the take apart objectives you can't do yet
Okay.
because it will require other things first. Uh, but do you want to uh, do the PR campaign first, or do you
Sure.
want to look into something dangerous first?
Prometheus Jones must laugh at danger.
All right. Okay. Uh, so, uh,
Act under pressure?
no, no.
Hang on.
Sorry,
Let's
I don't
see.
know.
Uh, so, uh, you start to roll out this PR campaign, but a big part of that is just like meeting with people and talking to them personally as well to like germinate it and get the major voting blocks uh, uh, and organizations within the direct democracy, just like interest groups,
Yeah.
uh,
Shake
like
hands, kiss
motivated,
babies,
yeah, motivated, yeah.
hang out at the right parties because I'm cool. And yeah, basically make the wheels of democracy run smoothly because of Boogie.
Uh, so, uh, actually, actor under pressure might be exactly the right thing. So, one of these, uh, so the definitely one of the larger interest groups at this point are those cultists uh, who backed you up when you wanted to back off from Calamar. So
Mhm.
there's they may be weird and mysterious, but they seem like maybe they're reasonable. Um, but
Well, what find out?
yeah, when you go to meet them, um, uh, the uh, the guy, the person you talk to, uh, let's call him. Uh,
You want a name, or do you want
uh,
a? Should it be culture specific, or do you want it something like a little more esoteric?
it could be. I'll just call him Xerxes. Uh, so he's all smiles, and uh, he seems a little bit paler than is usual on Boogie World. He doesn't have like the standard like Boogie World tan. Um,
Yeah.
and he has a very little expression. Uh, well, it's not that he has no expression on his face, but when he comes to greet you, he smiles, but the that smile isn't reflected in his eyes at all. They're kind of dead. And he says, "It is a pleasure to meet you. Finally."
Likewise.
And he uh, puts out his hand, puts out his hand to shake yours. Um, but obviously there's something slightly off about him. Uh, do you want?
Dude,
How do you proceed? Do you just?
dude, it's Boogie World. Oh yeah.
Uh, Okay, so you put out your hand, and then as he goes to grasp it, you're
I
like,
do the
oh, I'm too
smooth.
cool. Um,
Yeah. If I
so
start,
he is going to try and grab your hand when you pull yours back.
okay.
So I need you to act under act under pressure. Badass.
It's a good
Whoa.
thing. I got a partial success only because of meh. Great bonus here.
7.
And this is one of the very well-known things about my race is we all have an internal hidden cavity or compartment. So immediately there's a ray gun in my hand. Don't ask where it was.
Act under pressure. So 9.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so let me see. You stumble, hesitate, or flinch, and I can offer you a
Worse outcome.
worst outcome, hard bargain, or ugly choice. I think that hmm.
Yeah, because
I
I
think
did get a
that,
partial success, right? I can't remember the numbers.
yeah. So
So yeah,
he
if you
does,
look under
yeah,
act under
you
pressure,
managed to
Chris.
you
yeah.
definitely managed to like pull your hand back in time. But on the surface of things, he's not, he isn't doing anything wrong, and you're
I'm being a dick.
and
Yes.
you're pulling out your gun. Um, so
Yeah, that's basically
that
the overreact. I put the gun down and say, okay, sorry, man.
well,
Reflex.
okay. Uh, uh, let me see. How to handle this? That may create an incident.
Oh, of
Let's
course it will.
see. Uh, let's go ahead and do the long term project roll. Uh, so uh, go ahead and roll plus synth.
Wow. Plus 6?
No, plus synth. The stat.
Okay.
Synth. So roll synth.
Yeah, no, we failed miserably.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm creating it.
so
I'm being...
so uh, he you say I'm sorry, man, and put the gun away. Yes.
Yeah.
He says that was uncalled for. We cannot support you in your current endeavor. And he just makes an about face, uh, and leaves.
Yeah. And I have officially a nemesis. Yay!
So you are there. I'm gonna have to come up with a new thing that you're gonna have to do also, but you still are going to need to face danger as well.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's because I laughed at danger, and apparently, unfortunately, a side effect of my entire race is we're so bloody twitchy.
Yes.
Not even. It's not even particular mean or vindictive. It's just certain actions. Twitch, gun out. Oh, sorry, man. Like you see a lot of this in the show, where you got two guys that do a quick draw, they pull a gun at each other, and then they both mellow. And they both pull their guns up and go, my bad, my bad. This is what makes the bloody culture so dangerous, despite being this is why we did a direct democracy. It helps cool down tensions. And that way one single person can't bring the entire culture to war. It has to be consensus. Unfortunately, we're also kind of a herd animal in a lot of ways, which means when we all get scared, well, we get a 21 gun salute out of it.
So, as we pull out, we see the Boogie World skyline, and on a bunch of the monitors, there's a news report showing Xerxes putting out his hand and you pulling out a gun on this like short clip over and over and over.
Oh man, they got my bad side. That was uncalled for. Okay, I'm gonna have to run I'm gonna have to run interference here, and I'm gonna have to release the full clip and hope it runs interference with the other thing. It probably will not, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, and there's this whole hubbub that you know, and it's not there isn't like lockstep on it, but there's a bunch of people saying, and certainly the you know this cult is pushing this narrative that Prometheus has finally flipped his lid, and the true the only way to get things back under control is to you know flock to the cult. The cult has you know is the new way. It's the only way to keep Boogie World from descending into chaos. And
I think it's time to consult my new dog. Give me a name. Spot.
Spot. Well, we can talk to Spot next time.
Yay.
Okay.
Chris.
So
yes.
Cats and dogs living together. It's anarchy.
Oh yeah. That's an excellent project, by the way, because cats have the right jive.
So thank you guys.
Yay! Thank you.
That was fun.
Cool. So again, this was a playtest. So
yes.
Was there anything that you guys felt was like clunky or didn't work, or you know, I'm looking for you know any criticism, areas that I should take a look at that you know may need some work.
I'll have to give it some thought before I can tell you one or the other.
Yeah,
I had fun, but the problem is, you either have the spotlight right on you and it's awesome, or it's taken away and put into somebody else, in which case you're not even pretending to be involved.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything you can do about that. I think that's the nature of the beast of the game. Like, I had a blast when I was involved, absolute blast. And I'm sure that everybody else had the similar experience where, unless the person is being, well, silly, there's no connective tissue for the other audience.
And I think the best way to circumvent that, Brad, is that we discussed earlier about the PvP aspect of the game that you introduced. That way, at least two people in the group are at least fighting each other.
Yeah, and that way they have interaction and some sort of communication there. Or synergy if you're going against a greater target. Like,
this is why I was like, I want to interfere.
Oh,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
dude.
okay. So,
but I can
if the roll
it.
had been a you know, any sort of hit, whether it was a
exactly.
You'd have the option to aid or interfere.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was unnecessary. It was already an abject failure.
And I could have fun dealing with cultists who probably want the new dog order, but that's beside the point.
New dog order.
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe I can use them. Sorry, I'm being weighed. I have too many machinations in my brain as my character right now.
Again, that's one of the things I'm noticing. It's like being at a buffet and only allowed to pick one thing at a time.
Which is probably a good thing.
No, that's probably waited for controlling the actual party line and stuff. But, you know, like, I got no problems with the basic conceptual model. And another thing you can do if you want is, as we fill in, like, feel free to use any of our other characters from the other game and maybe throw them in as X Factors now and then, just to keep things bouncing. Like, I almost want to keep every party that isn't actively involved maybe on their own little clock as well. So that, you know, like, there's stuff happening behind the scenes, which I'm pretty sure you're already having, and we'll find out about a couple of rounds. But I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to when Boogie World finds out, oh dear God, they're building their Dyson sphere.
Yes.
Everybody's got to come into attack.
And because like, and I think that's the main thing I had yeah, it's kind of fun with the PvP element, but because I don't think this game is meant for an actual like RPG group, like an actual
like an
like
adventuring group that sticks together and yeah. I definitely don't want that dynamic. The games that have been like that were I thought were okay. They were fun, but that's yeah. I don't think that's what Eschaton does best.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think that this game is meant for that whole thing. It's definitely something like, I mean, that's what, but like, what is it? There's other games like My Life with Master and like Made RPG, where you can get, where each person buys for power, and you can put like, the clock method that you're talking about, and so the one that gets closest to, completing their goal or something like that, they, maybe gain victory. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
What the
Okay.
hell?
Just throwing stuff out there.
Yeah. And again, I think the big thing more than anything else is even if there's one person being focused on, the other two members should have at least some sort of tacit influence because they'll keep them intellectually, active within the actual thing. Like I still say, one of the strongest elements is when the spy, the spy was on the ship, and as silly as I was making him my dog, both Jay and I were involved in the scene despite not being actively involved. And I'm okay with building essentially a baseline mook on top of the main character so that you could do a lot of these shenanigans when it comes down to stuff like this.
Or,
Because, like if worse comes to worse, what there should be, if we want to play up the whole space thing, we should almost have one diplomat, almost like a Babylon 5 like thing, where you got the three basically acting as, basically doing shenanigans each other each turn.
right. Or like,
yeah, and that'll help with, we do our own mechanisms.
Remember Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Where one person is there framing his scene. Basically, you're still the DM. I frame my scene, and I can include Chris and Jason in my scene, and they play different characters.
Yeah, because that would really help with the involvement. Because Remember Tomorrow was easily the most fun I think we've had doing a social type adventure, because our best characters were the ones we made. Like Joe did a fantastic job with his preacher. I did a great job with Babel, and you guys did a good job as well playing the different organizations. And it added a certain level of interaction even when you weren't the focus.
Yeah.
And you as the DM
think about a mechanism for that. What I did between the development that I've done between sessions, as well as in one thing that I've been working on is a new playbook, but that's kind of here nor there as regards this topic. But at play start, when you choose the overall threat, that choice affects how many moves I make.
Mm-hmm.
So when there's an overall for the Lords of the Outer Dark one, I get to make a whole bunch of moves, which you may or may not have seen. Whereas when it's PvP, I make less moves, but you're messing with each other. But that doesn't. Yeah. And yeah, again, it's interesting, but it doesn't correct for the whoever's not in the spotlight isn't doing anything. So I'll look at that for sure.
Yeah.
No, again, it's your game. Play with a little bit here. I like the universe, and I like the way we're fleshing out one planet at a time here.
Yeah.
And it's building its own, for lack of a better term, expanded universe as we go on. And somewhere there's a set of janitors running through this bloody environment, trying to figure out everything.
I kind of wonder if having 4 people would make a difference too, because me and Leo actually did have character interaction.
Yeah, it was fantastic, but
right. We
yeah.
did have character interaction. We do kind of have a common goal, because I'm now like, I'm not sure if neutralizing Bright Flame is actually my goal, because making them communists would assert more control on the planet.
Yeah,
right?
but there's that connective tissue now that
Yeah.
really adds to the game and makes more of
So
a
if we had one more person, it could have changed the dynamic a little bit. So I'd hold off on doing anything sweeping. And
Yeah,
as for kind of like a mechanic to it, Brad, it wouldn't even be a mechanic. It would be kind of like just a little GM section somewhere. Like if the players feel it's necessary to play a secondary character for role playing, they may do so. Like
Yeah.
it might just take a line in there, and all the narrator's job at that point would be is just making sure they're not trying to game the system too much. But like you said, your job as kind of the narrator is to sit back and see where the hell things go, and that would definitely be one way to do it. And like much Apocalypse World, it's not a crunch thing, it's just a tiny little fluff line.
Yeah,
That's
and
all
it would
fire.
be like a touch of theater sports in that regard.
Yeah.
Like I don't need new stats or new mechanics. I need, hey, you're playing this character in this scene, and you're using the average stat of your organization or their organization in order to do so. And
Well, you
here,
wouldn't even need that, Chris, because all it would be is like role play it. You do your role, right? See if it hits or miss, and then this role play to hit or miss, and then you're done. That's it. It's that quick and that
the problem
simple.
is, then you're done, and then you're out, and then you're bored.
No,
Right.
but it still gets more people involved though.
Yeah,
Because then when we go on to the next person who does the same thing, they go, "Hey, Chris, can you play this person when I go roll for my hit or miss?"
Sure.
Right? And that it's a treadmill.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone's
Like-
rolling, so it wouldn't be so much like I'm always, kind of one of those I'm always out kind of thing.
Yeah, because for example, Leo, you're gonna have dibs on Rusty when we finally do the trial.
Cool.
Because that way you'll be actively involved in the game and a lot of that connection here. Like there was the part of the reason I picked dogs, uplifting dogs, is because it's really easy to write in NPCs into the game, and that way I can easily define it, and you can just sort of, everybody knows what a dog's like, and because they're sentient dogs, you can easily go, hi, he's like this dog with this personality. Go team venture.
Yeah.
That said, it's still rough.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, sometimes you got to bark up the wrong tree to get there.
Yeah.
You knew that was coming, man.
I apologize for
So, if people want to be subjected to more of your puns, Chris, where can they find you?
Okay. Well, I got a problem
What you
here, but
working
it
on?
involves. Well, not so much. Well, I'm working on quite a few things here. Basically, the story of
Ooh.
Lost Vale, Minotaurs of the Stonelands. Jay wrote a really fantastic little project where he basically did Worm Smacker as an actual game. We dropped one last week in RPG Circus, where we talked about prisons and RPGs, as well as Atomic Horror, aka doing B movies from the 50s, 60s with available role playing environments. I got D-Rev RPG and Breath of Sanity. My blog's there. And if you want to email me or Twitter me, here's the information, and we'll go from there. Press enter. Thank you.
Press enter.
Yeah, I know.
Cool. And
Sorry,
thank
man.
you for making it easy on me.
Yeah, I
Like,
just
I-
realized I should be posting directly here. Sorry, man.
Where we should be
should
we
again,
be posting?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh wait, where should we be posting directly? Oh, into the Twitch.
Twitch
Yeah.
channel.
Oh, to the Twitch. Well, that makes a hell of a lot more sense.
Yeah,
Yes.
sorry, man. I just get so used to it that I go, wait a minute, I have this window open. Click.
I'll put mine in Twitch chat then. Yay, there's Strange Monsters from History. You can find me at Quazzle16 on Twitter, where I spend way too much time doing nonsense. And I am wrestling with Campaign Cartographer to make maps for Chris and our new shit. As we
It's coming
often do.
slowly but surely, but it's coming. It just, unfortunately, when you're trying something new, it does take time. But we're making headway. It'll just take a little longer than expected here. Please bear with us, and we'll be able to reveal it eventually. In the meantime, if you have any crazy or too Bearfinch ideas, feel free to contact either myself or Jay, and we'll see if we can integrate it in the next game.
Sounds good.
Nice. Leo.
Yes. Follow me at Wizard Darna. We just did the Pathfinder today. We've been a month off stream, so it's pretty good getting back into it. We did try the Pathfinder epic battle system or something like that.
Ooh, is that the big overland one?
It's kind of weird. The way it works is like when you fight an army, they have the hit points of the monster you're attacking, so to speak.
Right.
And so each unit carries that hit points over.
Right.
So it's kind of weird on how the scale works. So when you kill the monster, that whole army gets wiped out. It's kind of weird.
That is interesting.
It was so. If you want to watch that, I will post it on my Twitter as soon as it's available. But definitely was not something we liked at all as far as that was concerned. Our general consensus was not a very good way of doing massive scale battle at all. So I figured that there's a better system out there for massive scale battles. D&D wasn't never meant to do that, I guess, is the best way to describe it. Yeah.
All the miniatures and 14 million months of work, Leo.
Well, I mean, like if you're playing Warhammer 40K, yeah, it's easy to roll.
Yeah, exactly.
Roll 6 and you have so many attacks. You know, take people off the screen, so on and so forth. But no, the system as it works just didn't work for that kind of game. We spent 3 hours on a massive war that was boring. Basically, just rolling nothing but d20s.
Yeah.
Did I hit? Nope.
No different than rolling d6s. Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Well,
Brent.
I mean, I at least was a big fan of 40K back in the day. But its system had its problems too. Like you roll like a million dice first to hit, and then to see if any of those hits wound, and then the other player rolls their rolls their armor saves. It's kind of ridiculous. But yeah. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know how I would handle like a mass battle in D&D other than to just do a thing where, you have whatever the players are facing, and how that goes sort of determines how the greater battle goes.
Yeah, you do the zoom in of the big battle like on a movie. You only zoom in on the heroes. The rest of the battle is just happening in the background, kind of thing.
The system I may try next time is for Legend of the Five Rings.
Ooh, L5R.
L5R. There's a system of battle there where you roll percentage dice. So there's different layers of battle. So you're in battle. You're like just about to hit your battle. You're in like reserves, and then you're like in the tent. So there's like 4 layers of battle, and you can move yourself 1 layer. So if you're in the front, you have to then move yourself back. In order to get healed, you got to get back all the way to the tent, and so on and so forth. It's kind of weird. And you roll percentage dice depending on which layer you're at, and there's an outcome that shows up. Like you have a chance to kill the rebel leader. Roll to attack, and you roll an attack. If it succeeds, then you do some type of morale bonus, so you get so much honor and so forth. It's kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds intriguing.
Yeah.
So, first off, if you enjoyed this podcast and haven't already done so, please do follow, like, subscribe, whatnot, depending on whether you're seeing this on Twitch or YouTube. You can find my YouTube stuff here at YouTube/the/RPGlory. And I will be back on Wednesday for The Burning Wind, which is the Burning Wheel set in Patrick Rothfuss's Kingkiller Chronicles. That's at 10 a.m. Pacific. And then on Saturday, there's a pretty good chance that I'll be broadcasting something, either further development of the Eschaton or maybe a playtest. I really haven't decided yet. And then we'll be back next Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific.
Something.
For we need to figure out whether we're what it is that we're doing when we get back. I think we may have come up with a plan last week for what we'd be doing in 2 weeks, but I don't remember what it was.
I had no idea. Maybe I don't want to speak for Joe. Maybe ninjas.
I think he wanted to do Space Ninjas game, but I would double check first.
Yeah, I think he was
You
one.
know, because I want to double check because obviously he couldn't make it today, but that's okay.
Yeah, I think we wanted to split up the mission campaigns. I guess do like a little something in between to kind of break them up a little bit.
Yeah, that makes sense here.
I don't know, because we still got to play the Storm Guy and Shotgun, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, they'll need to get back to that nonsense. Yes.
Yeah, because I definitely want to keep playing it through in order to see where it goes, because I'm curious, and more importantly, I'm having a blast just learning a lot of the mechanics we're testing in order to see where they lead.
Yeah, and I sort of like that hybrid of D&D with all the new stuff out of Modern, and seeing what new situations the intersection of the two creates.
Exactly,
Cool.
and that'll get some data here.
Because it is definitely its own self-contained system, so we still have questions about it. So
yeah, and again, this
and I also enjoy the ongoing challenge of trying to achieve a Serbian rather than Russian accent. And I don't know.
Beautiful.
I don't think I've done very well at that at all, but I enjoy the challenge. One of these days.
No worries. At least you weren't raised by gnomes.
Yes. Anything with that. So thanks again, everybody.